Hey guys, I wanted to highlight the homeless population along the boardwalk because I saw a video with Olivet Smelly the other day and she was crying. She's in a shelter and it just reminds me of a lot of these people on the boardwalk have been in shelters. They don't want to stay in the shelter, so they prefer to be on the boardwalk, sleeping on the benches. So I wanted to highlight some of these people on a typical night along the boardwalk. What happens to the homeless? These are all homeless people. Over the years, I guess from gambling, they lost their money. Some of them lost their homes. Some of them are not into gambling, but they're just alcoholics or drug addicts or have some type of substance abuse. And so they fall destitute and they end up homeless. Anyway, getting back to Oliver Smelly, she was clearing out her locker and crying that she's being abused in that shelter. Some woman has pointed her finger, almost hitting her eye, right up to her eyelashes. She can't do anything about it because she would get in trouble. But here's the thing. If someone is verbally and abusing you, they're not quite physically abusing you, but they're throwing lotion at you. She says one of the women threw lotion at her, got in her hair, got on her face, etc., her clothes. She can file charges. And if the shelter is not doing anything about it, she can take the shelter to court. So you have to know your rights. You have to know that you are a powerful individual and you need to empower yourself with the law because she's not doing anything about it, just crying and complaining. But she has to file charges. Now here's a no homeless individual. It looks like if he is looking for food, a lot of times the homeless go through the garbage containers and whatever is discarded, they will eat it. Even drinkables, they'll find if it's half full, they will drink it. So they don't care about their health at all. When you're destitute, you have no money. You don't want to go to a shelter or the shelter turns you away because if you're a troublemaker, they won't take you. Then the only place for you is the streets. You look mighty relaxed. Oh, you sound asleep. I'm sorry. I said you look very, very relaxed. Huh? No money to buy no food? So what you doing all the way out here? I didn't hear you. Oh, you live in Philly. Oh my God, I wish I had some money to give you. Oh, for you to get at least on the bus, back home. Did you call your family to get back? You all right? Okay, okay. Well, you have a good day. God bless you. Okay. That young man said he has a ticket to get back. But usually if they have a ticket to get back, they wouldn't be on the boardwalk sleeping. They would be at the bus terminal. So at the bus terminal have seats for you to sit. So that's where he would be. So this tells me he doesn't have a ticket to get back. He's just hoping that someone gives him money so he can maybe get back or maybe do other things with it. Sometimes they use it for drugs. Sometimes they run back in the casino. Here's another man. He's sound asleep. And you really put your life at risk when you're sleeping so soundly out here in the open where anybody can do anything to you. But luckily, The boardwalk is kind of patrolled. I didn't see any cops, but they usually, you see one or two at this time of the morning. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I drove my car up here and parked at one of the side streets by resorts, and figure I'm going to document what goes on with the homeless at night, because all of it's smelly, being in the shelter and all the stuff that she's going through.
He looking in the trash can. He's looking in the trash can for something. The guy who just went by. You trying to get food? Huh?
He's just trying to get some food to eat, Mom.
You trying to get some food? Where you guys from?
Camden.
Camden?
Yeah, how about you?
Oh, I'm right here.
You from here?
Yeah. I'm just strolling.
Well, enjoy your night, Mama. It's a beautiful night.
It's a beautiful night, isn't it?
Yeah, those two young Caucasian guys, they probably are homeless also. A lot of them track all the way from Philly, Camden.
Well, guys, this is the Atlantic City at night with a homeless population. They line the boardwalk and they sleep under the boardwalk also. People come out here, they lose their money. They have no money to get back home. And so they're scattered and littered all along the boardwalk. I just wanted you guys to see a little bit of reality. It's not all fun and games out here. Atlantic City, it's not all like you see in the daytime. That is Caesars, that is Bally's, that is Atlantic Palace on the left. Atlantic Palace is like a time-sharing place. You buy timeshare and when you come on vacation to Atlantic City, you stay there.
So what Olivet Smelly is going through just reminded me to do this video and document the homeless population along the boardwalk.
They're not so much coming in this direction. It's not so much homeless. It's when you go more to Bally's, that's where you see most of them. But going to Hard Rock and the other casinos back this way, there's not so much homeless. I shouldn't even be out here. It's so dark. But I wanted to bring the nightlife to you guys, the reality of it. It's not all glitz and glamour.
After all the partying is over and all the fun and games and the jolly old time, and people are locked up in their hotel rooms sleeping to either have a good time the following day or head back home, in the wee hours of the morning, like 2, 3, and 4 o'clock in the morning, this is what the boardwalk looks like.
You have people talking to themselves. They're drunk, or they're high, or just crazy. That's what you find out here late at night. I got my little protection in my pocketbook in case anyone bum rush me or act a fool. I'll straighten them out with what I got. Oh, she just came from up there. Well, you took a chance going in the dark up there. Weren't you scared going in there by yourself?
No.
No? Oh my. You do it all the time? It's so dark back there. There's no light or anything.
What's your eyes adjust?
Huh?
You can see what your eyes adjust.
Oh. You from here?
Yeah, live here.
Okay.
So that woman was clearly a homeless woman, just hanging around the boardwalk. She just came from the beach, and they just walk along the beach. They sleep there, then they come back to the boardwalk to see if they can find someone to, ask for a few dollars, and then they head back to the beach area. But all of it, Smelly is really going through it, isn't she? I thought it's almost a year now, I believe, and she would have enough saved to get her studio apartment, but she said that it's hard to find a studio in Brooklyn. And this is the thing, if you can't find an apartment in Brooklyn, why not go to a different state? But she says, her connections are in Brooklyn and it's easier, but you got to set your priorities. Do you want a roof over your head permanently? Or do you want to mix up cream and have your clientele close by? She can still mix up her cream wherever she goes, whatever state, and ship it off. She don't have to run to Brooklyn to do a drop off every time someone wants a jar of cream. She can do that wherever she is. But this wheel that you see with the illuminated colors is inside the steel pier. The steel pier is like one big amusement park that children love and adults love because there are a lot of adult stuff to do. And it's right over the Atlantic Ocean. And that's where the helicopter picks you up to go on your helicopter ride to see the city. I think it's owned by resorts because it's directly in the back of resorts. And people leave resorts to go straight to the steel pier. So I'm not sure. I think it's owned by resorts. I think Margaritaville is also owned by resorts. But getting back to Olivet Smelly, she's in a tough situation. If I was in her position, her shoe, I would have taken some of that money because she said she got over $10,000. I would have taken some of that and checked myself into a hotel where I can have my own space, privacy, and peace of mind. Some of those 2 and 3 star hotels, not the 5-star, the lower ones, the ones who are not on the top list, those you can check in for a week at a time. Sometimes even they'll take a month at a time if you're a long time stay. And we see in various states where people live in hotels. They, whatever money they have coming in, they pay weekly or every 2 weeks or monthly. And that is their permanent place of residence. At least it would be better than where she is, and she'll have less aggravation. Now here's another homeless guy. He just put a towel over his head and he's sound asleep. I think people come here to sleep on these boardwalks at night in the wee hours in the morning because it's relatively safe. The shelters are kind of dangerous, and the inner city is kind of dangerous, like Philadelphia, Camden, Newark, Orange. So they come out here where if it's a long-term situation, they know they're going to be homeless long-term. they come out here to Atlantic City and sleep on the beach, under the boardwalk, or on the boardwalk until they can do better. Now, out there in the dark is the ocean. There are plenty of people out there. Right here is under the boardwalk. I'm sure if I shine a flashlight, you guys will be able to see the people under there.
We're coming to Hard Rock. This is Hard Rock area. This is another area they like to sleep. Right here. Usually a bunch of them. I don't see any of them. They must have they took the benches away. They usually sleep on the benches, but the benches are gone. So there's no place for them to sleep on. They sleep all in between these, the front of the stores. They'll pipe curled up in a corner and they will sleep until daybreak. And when the sun comes up, they leave. And they go to wherever they go to. See right over here, there's a homeless person or people right in here. Yep. There's a homeless shelter, but a lot of them don't want to go to the homeless shelter because it's not safe. We see what Olivet is going through. She's going through hell in that shelter. So a lot of the homeless don't want to go into a shelter, although it's available to them, because they say people are dangerous in there. Hello. Is that a shower area?
Yeah,
I gotta check it out later.
it's good for when you come off the beach. So.
You come off. You guys go on the beach in the dark like this? It's dark. You can't see nothing out there.
Walk over to dinner, you can see everything.
You can see properly?
Yeah, the lights are
I'm too scared to go out there. But at least I know that where the shower area is.
all the bathhouses are shower time. They got one for your feet and they got one for for your whole body.
Okay.
Look. Look at that. And you just want to wash the sand off your feet.
Wow.
And then they got
So anytime I go to the beach, I can come here and wash the sand off. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Get one of these.
All right, thank you. It looks like just cold, but it looks decent. It looks decent. Okay, guys.
Having a good night. Have a good night, man.
You too. Okay, so you guys, I was talking to them like if I was gonna wash my feet off when I come from the beach, but actually I wanted you guys to see where the homeless shower. That's the shower area for them. It's supposed to be when you come off the beach, you can wash your body before you get in your car and go home. But the homeless use it at night to take their baths. Here's some more people sleeping on the bench. That's Hard Rock Casino straight ahead. That is Resorts to the left of it. This is the boardwalk. So always somebody out here. It's never vacant. Because like I said, people are sleeping all along the boardwalk at night. I'm surprised to see so many on this end. Usually they're back there by Bally's. But I noticed quite a few this way. This man is sound asleep. Sound asleep. This is what happens when you lose your money. You become homeless and destitute. So everything has stopped. There are no trolley rides. There are no go-karts to push you around, the three-wheel carts. It's just this hour of the morning. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I drove down here and parked my car right by the roadside over there. There are no cops to give out any tickets. And so I'm going to get back in my car and go home, but I'm going to walk a few more yards to see if there's anybody else up this way sleeping on the benches. Just wanted you guys to see it's not all glitz and glamour. People do lose their money in Atlantic City. They end up homeless. They end up in the shelters. And some of them are stranded out here. They can't get back home. They gotta wait for somebody to take pity on them and give them money to take the bus back or the train. I have given so much money over the years to people just getting back home that I have learned to stop doing that because they take the money and they go gamble. So it's just, see that person over there now. It's probably going down by the sea. Yeah, they go down there in the dark. They say there's plenty of light, but it looks all dark to me.
So getting back to all of it smelly. I think she says her son makes good money. He's an electrician, but sometimes you're a product of your own mouth, what you put out there. Because we saw over the years Olivet in her crazy antics and the cussing and the paranoia and, people coming to get her and park outside and trying to kill her, and the trees got dead people, and her food is poison, her clothes got obeah. People look at those things. And what you put out there in the rhetoric, people weigh. And I know in a time of crisis, a lot of people want to help her but are afraid.
Now we ride by resorts and Hard Rock, right straight ahead to the left. It's Hard Rock and Resorts.
Including her son. I would imagine he would be afraid also, because he don't know, taking her in might open up a whole can of worms.
I don't see anyone else up this way.
Because the taking in is not permanent, it's only temporarily until you get your money together to rent your studio apartment. That's what she wants. And so, I'm looking at the son sideways. She says he loves her dearly. But to what extent? If you see your mother in a shelter and she's being persecuted, you would want to alleviate her burdens because she raised you.
All right, in there is a bunch of homeless people. There are benches in that enclosure, and they sit there and they sleep there at night. And come daybreak, they scatter.
Yes, so she raised him to the best of her abilities. And now the tables are turned where he needs to help her out, lend a hand and help her out to get on her feet. And, or maybe I'm just jumping the gun. Maybe he did offer and she refused. Who knows? Sometimes parents do refuse the help that they are in need of. Maybe he did offer and she just refused.
Oh, that's the big wheel on the right. That is the, inside the big wheel is the amusement park. The amusement park has a lot of rides and all kinds of games that not only children but adults love. It's a little of the display. They tend to change it up. Every couple of days you see something different. It's like a kaleidoscope of colors. It's always pretty. Whatever they put up there is always pretty.
But maybe he offered and she refused. Some parents are too proud to take help from their children. They prefer to suffer. And so maybe this is one of those situations. But Olivette's best bet is to get herself into a hotel for now, keep her things in storage until she finds a studio apartment. But in any event, we wish Olivette all the best in her search. It's coming close to a year now, she says, and she still has not found a place. I think some of her goodies had offered for her to come stay with them, but she don't want to do that because she says, how would it look? She's on her life, same with her goodies. At least she's shamefaced. Because I remember when Amari was homeless and her goodie offered for her to come stay at her, she went to her goodie's house with her children. And then the ungratefulness of it all, after staying there a couple of days, she said the room was haunted. Her goodie was no good. The goodie was jealous of her. All kinds of foolishness. Sometimes you can't help people. But I guess all of it has got too much pride to go to any of her fans' house for shelter. So her best bet is to check herself into a hotel before she finds herself in trouble. Either she hurt somebody like she says, or they hurt her. Guys, I'm over now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.